Hello, everyone. This is Ed Blair, and I am your host for the Ed Blair podcast. I got Zach Bolden on the camera, Crispy Cody engineering the podcast, and this is officially episode 9 of the podcast. Today, you're in for a special treat. Today, we're going to take it from Michigan all the way to the DMV, Maryland, to be specific, and we're going to chop it up with a multi-talented woman who has class and dignity. This guest is not only beautiful on the outside, but also beautiful on the inside, and I can see how she got into modeling. She's definitely a vibe, so check her out. She's extremely talented as a singer. Pen game is very ferocious as a poet. Also is incomparable as an actress as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I got Shalon.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All the way from the DMV, yes.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Well, it's definitely an honor and a privilege to have you here today. So everything's going well with you despite COVID?
Yeah, actually, I'm really blessed, I can say. I have ducked and dodged it so far, and thank goodness, taking all the precautions, but yet still keeping up with what I need to keep up with musically. So as much as I can, possibly. Yeah.
Absolutely. Same here. So I'll love to get right into it with you. I definitely think you have a very interesting story. So initially, you were from Portland, Oregon, and then did you have the pleasure of growing up there before you moved to Maryland?
Oh, definitely. I actually grew up I was born in Portland, grew up mostly in Washington State, and then ended back in Portland to graduate high school. And then I joined the military, moved to San Diego, and then came to the East Coast.
That's what's up.
Through the military, yeah.
Been around the world and I
know, right? Been around the States and I.
Absolutely. So, most singers have stories where they grew up singing in a choir or like a family group or with a group of friends. How'd you get your start as a singer?
Well, it's interesting. I've always sang. I've sang while I worked, sang while I did homework, hummed, and just sang all the time. But I never would ever consider doing it as a profession. Like, I did it, sang at high school football games and rodeos and stuff like that. But once again, would never consider myself a singer. And I was doing a lot of modeling here in Maryland around 2006 to around 2009-ish. I was really, really, really heavy into it and did a lot of music videos for other artists. And one of the artists asked if I could do a hook on their song. And I kind of laughed. I was like, I don't know. I mean, I'll try it. And I went in there and did the hook, and they had already written the hook, so I was cool with that.
Okay, so it's pretty much laid out.
Right. And it ended up being an amazing song, and I was like shocked. I was like, wow, that's me? Let's do some more. I like this. I can do this.
Yeah, definitely. It gives you that rush, something that you never felt before. Now, was singing something that you were most passionate about when you started out, or was it just a hobby in the beginning?
When I first started out, my first song ended up being the last 15 minutes of the other people's studio time. Okay. They gave it to me, and I wrote like a real quick lyrics that last 15 minutes and laid down the track. And that song ended up doing really well in 2012 when I released it. It's called Waterfalls. Okay. And then after that, I was stuck. I didn't know what to do after that. Because I didn't know music. I didn't know the music industry. And these people were doing their own thing. And I was just modeling and acting. So I just kind of stopped. Gotcha. And didn't do anything else until around 2016. I was writing a lot. I had a lot on my mind. And I just started writing a lot. And it just every single day I was writing, and I had to get in the studio. So I tracked down one of the other producers that I had worked with on that other track and scheduled studio time, and that's where it went from there.
It was on ever since. That's what's up. So when exactly did you realize singing was your true calling? And then was it at that point that you decided to take it serious and start, creating albums and singles?
I think it was around 2016 when I realized that I was really singing and writing every single day, and I had so much to get off my chest. And once I hit the studio and committed to make an album, I actually was in the middle of making an album, then ended up making an EP in the middle of making an album, and then still finished the album and ended up making another single at the same time. So that's when I realized, I said, you know what? This is moving really fast. I think definitely this is something that I obviously enjoy doing. So let's keep going.
The creation process is definitely the fun process. Now, I mean, if you wrote a song and recorded it and did that in 15 minutes, I mean, you pretty much code with it anyway. So I could see how it was flowing like water for you. But so as the majority of the people in the world know, singers typically have songwriters who help with the creative process. Do you have a team of writers, and also do you write your own songs?
I write all my own songs. I haven't. The only song that I haven't written was that one hook that I did in 2009 or 10 or whatever, that for the other artist. That's the only thing I have not written.
All right. We got the female Prince in the building. So, are you a musician as well, and do you produce like beats at all?
I do not. Everyone says, oh, you need to, work on your production side and learn the ropes of being a producer. And right now, I'm not at that level. I mean, maybe at some point in my career, I might be interested in it, but I'm not interested in it. That's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in writing and singing, or writing and having someone else sing. So
that's understandable. Now, who are some of your inspirations, and it could be past and present as far as music goes?
Oh, I grew up with so many genres growing up. We listened to blues and country music and classical music and opera, but ultimately I can say I have a lot. Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, Fleetwood Mac, Willie Nelson, Bob Marley, Otis Redding. All those people are really my inspiration. That's just like a whole array of music.
It's a vibe.
Yeah, definitely.
So was it easy for you to adjust after moving to Maryland, and were you instantly accepted within like the DMV music scene?
Definitely not.
No.
When I moved to Maryland in '99, it was really tough for me, and I'm not knocking the East Coast in any way, but I went from West Coast, how could I say it, hospitality to East Coast, who the F are you? Like, I'm not helping you get anything from the store, or, just really rudeness. And it took me years. I wanted to go back so bad. It took me so many years to adjust to the environment of the East Coast. And
a little more savage over here, huh?
Yeah, I think it's like you're not from here, so why are you here? Type of vibe. And but once I started rolling, just consistency, like we talked about before, consistency in what I was doing, then I was more accepted. People started recognizing who I was, and I was always somewhere, and people, started knowing who I was. So
that's what's up. Yeah. So what would you say some of your biggest obstacles were in the beginning of your music career?
In the beginning of my music career, my biggest obstacles were obviously getting my music out there to the right people, trying to find a fan base for my type of music, because I'm not set in one genre. Like I do R&B, soul, spoken word, house music, big time. So the DMV is not really house music. Baltimore is, but Baltimore's, they always separate Baltimore from the DMV, but the DMV is not really, they don't really know house music. I did some shows in DC, and I was singing house music, and they were like, what is that? Sounds kind of groovy. What is that? I'm like, it's house. And they were like, "Oh, that's right there." Yeah, because they're doing, trap and rap and go-go and house music. They're like, "What is that? That's kind of smooth." Like, so yeah, it took some adjusting to get it out there. That's probably my biggest stumbling block is trying to get my music to the right ears.
Now, would you ever want to start like your own record label and bring on other talented acts, or maybe mentor and manage acts?
Yeah, it's crossed my mind quite a lot. Actually, I was doing some music mentoring when COVID first started. I was doing some online Zoom mentoring for beginning songwriters. And then I kind of got busy and ended up having to leave town. But as far as record label, I've been meaning to try to start a record label for a couple reasons. To take on new talent, but also to release some of my music under that record label so it can still build a bigger presence. Anything that I'm self-releasing, I definitely put under that record label. So it's crossed my mind. It's in the works.
And you still can when you start it up later on. You own it, so you can still put it out under yourself. Now,
absolutely.
So I know you're very good at poetry because some of your music showcased your poems. Would you ever consider maybe trying rapping a little bit?
I have a small rap verse in the song Hold On. At the end, it's very small. I wrote it. I do write rap. I do. My flow is a little different. I'm not a rapper. It's more like a smooth rapper, like a poetic rapper. I don't even know.
Wrong with that.
No, I'm not really the rapping type, but I do write it.
Okay.
I write it. I have a song that I wrote for another artist, and I have an alternative rap verse in there for, somebody who can rap.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hey, ghostwriters get checks too.
Absolutely.
So who are some of your favorite poets, and do you perform poetry at open mics by any chance?
I do perform some poetry at open mics. I don't have any favorite poets. I don't, I do read some poetry, but I don't really have a favorite.
That's understandable.
I like poetry.
I
read it, write
poet.
it.
There you go.
I do like my poetry. It's pretty deep.
I think so too. I'll tap into it later on in the interview, but so I do think you have a lot to offer as a spoken word and a poet. Would you ever consider maybe doing like a full project full of like spoken word and poetry, and maybe doing like a book as well?
I'm working on a book actually. It's probably 80% finished, my poetry book, and I've been sidetracked with songwriting. I have an EP that's all spoken word.
What's the name of that?
All About Ty.
Okay. Got you.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a 4-song EP, and it's a storyline. So it goes Sunshine, Bouncing Off the Walls, Forever, and Let It Fly in that order. And I actually shot the music videos in that order as well. So it's 4 music videos that I shot.
I'm going to tap into that right now, actually. So I did love the visuals. I think that they showcase how great of an actress you are. I was curious as to who directed those videos. And then also, so I'll stop there. So who directed those? Yeah,
so an amazing film director. They're called the Robinson Brothers out of Baltimore. Okay. And I've actually, on my film side, I've done about 3 like full-length films with them.
Okay.
When I was acting. And they're amazing. They are amazing. They're 2 brothers. And so they actually shot my first video called Waterfalls. Mm-hmm. And then I had them shoot that. We actually shot all 4 of those videos for the All About Ty in 48 hours. Because I knew they could do it, because we did a 48-hour film fest years ago, and we shot it and we won. We shot in 48 hours a short film. Whoa. And we won it. And so like the boom mic, people were falling asleep on the boom mic. It was amazing. So I was like, if anybody could shoot this, they can shoot it in 48 hours.
Well, since you mentioned it, what was the film festival that you guys won?
It was the Baltimore Film Festival. I can't remember the name of it. It was a long time ago, and it was called. Actually, if you go on one of my YouTubes, it's the other. I have two YouTubes. It's Shalon. It's Shalon. I mean, it's another Shalon YouTube, but it's if you go under there and you see what's it called, the Tale of Two. I think that's what the name of it was. It's like I had a split personality, and they're so amazing. I could talk about them for hours, just how they film and how I was two people in this film at the same time.
That sounds lit.
At the same time.
I'm gonna look that up myself.
Yeah. Now, I'll send you the link.
Okay, bet. Do that for me. Yeah. I appreciate it. Now, did you come up with the storyboard for those 4 visuals?
No. No. They came up with a storyboard.
Okay. Now, some would maybe consider those 4 visuals to be considered a mini movie, as we were speaking on. Would you ever be open to maybe putting like all 4 together and adding some scenes to make it like an official short film?
Yeah, we talked about that. That's how I wanted it shot. They probably still have some footage to do that if I wanted to do it. Yeah.
Okay. I would definitely be interested in that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it just went so well together. Like, it kept me interested. Like, I wanted more. Like,
right. Exactly. Yeah. I told them to shoot it like that so that just in case I made it into a short film.
Okay. Yeah. Bet. Well, I do think you perform really well live. Are you most comfortable singing on stage in front of people, or do you enjoy like being in the studio and doing the behind the scenes work?
Both. It depends on the atmosphere, I think. I really engage in people, and I know that probably as an artist, I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. So if I see your face expressions are different, then I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, I need to do something different. I need to, so my engaging is a little bit too much, I think, because I watch some artists and they don't really engage. They kind of like look over you, and I'm like engaged. Like, I want you to give me feedback.
Right. You want to feel that energy from the crowd.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. But I enjoy both. I do. I love being in the studio because it's progress. I see something growing and transforming, and I hear it and I know what I want. So it's like building something. So that's my studio time is building and creating. And my performing time is sharing it to the world.
Yeah.
So,
well, I feel like that's the difference between being an artist and being a creator. So I would consider you to be a creator because you like the process behind that, and it's totally different from just going in and just doing something simple and that's it.
I think what makes it different is if you are an artist, maybe could be considered an artist because they might not be singing their own music. They're coming in and doing something for someone else. The creator has created it from ground up. Right.
It's definitely a difference for sure. And you can feel it too in the music too, because you sing it differently, you rap it differently, you perform it differently.
Right, exactly.
So I see you worked with a producer from South Africa for your single Hold On, which you also have a nice visual for as well. I did dig that. Could you tell us more about that experience? And then also, who was the rapper that was featured on the song?
Yeah, actually, to set it straight, I work with quite a lot of producers from South Africa.
Oh, okay.
But this one producer, this is Mythic Cruz from South Africa. And the artist that rapped on there his name is Alvin Gray, and he's from Baltimore.
Okay.
It's interesting. He's actually a film producer as well. And I've been in one of his films called Sweet Dreams years ago. And so he's really good when we were shooting the video, he relinquished his responsibilities to someone else, which was tough for him.
I bet.
Because he was like, I can't be filming and be in the video at the same time. it was really tough. So, but it's good because he knows film, obviously.
Yeah. Made it a smoother process for everybody, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Now,
but working. Go ahead. No, but working with producers from overseas and other artists from overseas it's an amazing experience. I have so much respect for them because they are so willing to like want to do something, and they're not like, you know how if you go up to an artist, sorry to say, in the States maybe, and they're like, hey, I want to work with you. And the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, well, how much is it? What am I getting paid? Or,
right,
you know, and the artists, the producers and artists from overseas, it's all about the love of music. So yeah, we want to get our splits and royalties, and, you know, we do that evenly, but the upfront cost of it, they're not asking to get paid. They're happy to work with you. Like, they want their music international, and we want our music international. So it's like a combined effort to get it out there on both ends of the world.
That's what's up. Well, I'm happy you shared that with us, for the viewers and the listeners, because they, you know, may have had no idea that it was like that. On IG, I get a lot of people from foreign places that want to send me beats and ask me, you know, to do stuff with them. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I think it's fake, so I overlook it. But now that you shared that and gave me some insight, I might actually start replying back to some people. And I'm sorry if
Yeah, no, one of the producers that I work with a lot, his name is Andrew Fellow out of South Africa. And I have, I don't even know how much music I have with him. I did a whole album with him. I've done single after single after single after with him. He has his own albums. Like, it's a great collaboration. He sends me stuff all the time, and we just make it happen. Like,
you just never know, like, the type of relationship you'll build with people when you open up too. Like, when you do music with people, when you collaborate, sometimes it turns into long-term friendship, turns into business relationships, partnerships.
Yes.
You just never know. But is there any producers that you've worked with in the past and the present that you'd like to shout out? And then also, who are some producers you'd like to work with in the near future?
Oh, I'd love to work with DJ Khaled, but, you know.
Hey, it's possible. It might be in the near future for you.
Absolutely. I have so many producers that I'm working with. I just want to shout out all the producers that I'm working with, overseas and within the States, because I cannot name them all. I can't.
That's understandable.
It's a list.
Now, do you feel like female singers today are getting the respect they deserve? And then also, do you feel like female singers have to work twice as hard as male singers?
I honestly don't know. I can't really answer that question. I do know that they probably do have to work harder, but I can't answer that question.
That's understandable.
I don't know.
As a singer, what would you say your biggest accomplishments have been thus far?
My biggest accomplishments are getting my music signed to record labels.
Okay. That's what's up.
And getting it all over the world. That's my biggest.
You want to shout out the labels that you got your music out with?
Oh, quite a lot. Okay, so I have Purple Music Inc. out of Switzerland. All right. True House LA out of Los Angeles.
All right, talk to me.
Mirage Records Recordings out of Baltimore. Who else? I have some South African record labels, but I would need to look them up.
Understandable.
So, shout outs to those record labels. Shout outs to those as well.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and more coming, definitely.
That's what's up. I'm glad to see you out here like that, you know, international with it. Is there any venues that you haven't performed at yet that you would love to headline a concert at maybe in the future?
All of them.
All of them.
No, I don't know. You know, I want to do the music festivals. I think that would be great.
Oh, yeah.
I really am wanting to do that. And both here in the States and overseas, I hear that they're fun. They're amazing. So That's where I want to be.
I'm sad because I was supposed to do South by Southwest for the first time this past summer. And COVID came and just shut the whole thing down.
I heard, and I was trying to go too, not to perform, but just to go. And I've heard so many great things about it. So yeah, it was pretty sad when I saw that.
Yeah, I had everything booked and everything, and then I had to cancel and get my refunds. I was sad. I'm like, man, but hopefully in 2022, I don't.
2022. Is it every other year, or you don't think 2021?
I don't think in 21 COVID will be like cleared up by then. So I'm gonna just say 2022.
Yeah. But I'm shooting for 2021. I don't know.
I hope so. I hope they can figure it out. Yeah. But so, what would you say your end goal is as an artist? Like, what are you looking to get out of your artistry when it's all said and done?
I am looking to get out national recognition for my music.
Okay, makes sense.
Real good pats on the back. I did this and I did that, but just the recognition that my music has made a difference in some way.
Definitely, I feel that. To know that you touch people in different ways and that you got people that genuinely love you and what you do, it definitely hit different. So I definitely can relate on that. But so All About Ty, as you spoke of earlier, was your first EP, was dropped in 2017. I also went through your singles, and I saw you had 25 singles, and then you have 2 albums, which are Mistress and Beyond, and then Love, Passion, and Pain. So that was between 2019 and 2020. So it seems like, you went full force. You got a nice, extensive catalog. Did you have the same team for every project? And then what went into the creation process from those, from the very first project to your current work?
Team as far as what, producers and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Well, no. So my All About Ty and my Mistress and Beyond was produced by Bruce Gardner out of Maryland. So he's amazing, but his studio got shut down because the owner of the building sold the building. Man. So he was amazing to work with. Then I went from the singles. I was searching for another studio in between that, and I was kind of just hitting random studios here and there. But the producer side, all those were probably, most of the singles and stuff were sent from producers overseas. Okay. Most of them. Then I went back to the basics, the studio that I first recorded at, the Waterfalls, and I hit him up, and I've started to record with him, and I've pretty much been recording with him ever since as my engineer. He's made a lot of, he actually made my Summer Dance and Seduction EP. Okay. He did all the beats for that, and he's made a couple of the beats that were picked up by record labels, Mirage Records and True House LA Records, for the songs that I did with those. But then he also just engineered the whole album, the Love, Passion, and Pain album, and pretty much most of my other music.
That's what's up.
So, as far as the team, I've kind of had to find my way to the best possible.
And I would say you did a very good job at that. I definitely went through and listened to everything, so you should see some streams that's from Kalamazoo.
Thank you.
No problem. And then I even subscribed to you on YouTube and followed you on Spotify, so I definitely went overboard for you. Now,
thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So I see you worked with about 10 or 11 artists. Could you talk a little bit about those collabs and how they came about? And then, two, who are some of the artists you'd like to work with in the near future? It could be locally and on the mainstream level.
I like working with a lot of artists. Anyone who's open and willing to have fun in the process, Yeah. I worked with TV and Mava. I've never pronounced their band right. He is great. He's from India. Okay. And so we did that Liberation song. Okay. Which is Sanskrit, which is an ancient language about healing from India. So that was kind of like a worldly type song that we did, which is kind of like trying to change the world. He was great to work with. I worked with Blacksmith out of Maryland, and I've done actually A New Day with him song, but I've also done some collaboration songs with him that are on his albums. And I'm not sure how they show up on my side, because I've done some other collaborations from other artists that I can't see on my Spotify's and stuff, but other people can see, as like you're in, Shalon is in this or whatever, but I can't see it on my side. He was good. He was good. I think I inspired him a lot to move forward with his album, because I think he was stuck at the time, and I helped him kind of move forward. And because I'm kind of like this, like, if we do an album, I want it. Let's go. Don't be sitting on this album for a year. I want this album out like right now. Like, if I finish the album and I see, and you send me the master copy, we're moving to the next step.
You would hate
We're
me.
not gonna sit and wait
for years.
Oh no. If I put my money into it, it's getting put out. That's what it's getting.
I dig it. It's just sometimes some people can be like crazy perfectionists, and it's like it just never sounds good. Right.
But guess what? The average person doesn't hear that.
Yeah.
It's only us as an artist that hears that. Like, that's one of the things that if I'm working with an artist and they're like, oh no, I heard this little thing, and I'm like, really? Like, where? Like, okay, is it something that everyone's going to hear, or is it just you?
I'm guilty.
I worked with this lady out of Australia, Rebecca Bergen, and I did 2 songs with her. One of them is called Hot Lover, and the other is Mango Tree. And both of them got picked up by one of them's picked up by the Switzerland record label, and the other one's the LA record label. She's great to work with. She's has a healing spirit to her. So she's like real cool, down to earth. But she'll curse you out in a minute type person.
Got you.
So
she got her own little Badu-ism over there.
Right. She's great to work with.
That's what's up.
As far as working with anyone in particular, like I said, I'm not starstruck. Like, when I was acting, I was around a lot of stars, and my kids would always get pissed off at me. They're like, "You didn't take a picture?" No,
it was normal to you.
Why? Right? They're people. They got faults like everyone else.
Yeah,
you should have taken a picture. No, I just had a conversation with them.
Right.
I'm not gonna be like, oh, but
my government name.
Right. So anyone who's real down and cool, I'm willing to work with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to take a moment to plug this in. Can I send you something and, we figure it out later?
Sure.
Okay.
But it ain't going to be a year.
No, I ain't going to do that.
I'm just saying.
So how would you explain the DMV music scene, and are the locals supportive of each other?
The DMV music scene, the locals are supportive of definitely anyone who's doing go-go.
Okay.
Go-go is the DMV, the DC area. That's what it is. Rapping, yeah, I think people support their local rappers. Okay. Definitely. There's some artists out here that I've known and I've done videos for when I was modeling, and they're like touring, and they have huge followings. They're touring overseas. They're doing stuff with their rappers, and they're doing stuff with like the symphony orchestras and stuff like that. They're getting major support, and I think it's great. I love it because they're from here and their locals are supporting them. But that doesn't always happen. No, I'm not originally from here, so I'm not getting that kind of support here. I get it all over the place.
Right. But, I mean, once you pass the
hometown support is hard.
Yeah. I mean, I would say you're past the local stage with your accomplishments. So it probably matters to you, but essentially it doesn't matter. When you get that BMI statement, I'm pretty sure you're like, whatever.
Yeah, I love that. I love it. I love it. It's not even like major stuff, but it's just the point that you know that you're getting it.
Yeah.
And that means that your music is getting spun somewhere.
Exactly. That's why I'm not hard on myself. I'm like, you can hate me at home all you want to, but when I see make money on my statement, I'm international, sir.
Right, exactly. That's what makes me feel good.
I'm glad you shared that, because it might be some artists that get discouraged easily out there, so they'll watch this or hear it, and then they'll be like, okay, I could take that and run with it. So that was a nice little tidbit right there.
Definitely.
Now, I ask artists this question when I interview them on the pod, but I'm gonna switch it up for you because you're my first R&B artist to be interviewed on here. Who is your top 5 when it comes to R&B soul singers on a major level?
That's a hard question.
Us rappers get asked that all the time, so I'm gonna ask you on an R&B level.
On an R&B level, top 5? Come on now.
Okay, top 10. I'll give you 10.
No. I don't know. I just love music. Like, I don't put them in a category. Oh, you said R&B.
Okay, I'm gonna make it easy for you. Any genre, just top 5.
Okay, is Sade R&B? Because I love some Sade.
Glad you started with her.
I do. I love some Sade. I want to sing some of her songs, but I've never done a cover song.
Never?
Never. I've never done a cover song. I write too much to do a cover song.
So for y'all out there that are mostly cover artists, take notes. We don't do covers in 2020. No, I'm just kidding. I want to do a cover. I just want to do it right, I feel you. Well, I got a song you might be able to cover. When you got some free time, look up What We Do by Ed Blair. You might want to cover that.
Okay,
What We Do. Give me some coins. Nah. All right, so you got 4 more.
4 more. Okay. It's got to be R&B.
It could be any genre. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like I said, I love Fleetwood Mac.
I dig that.
Stevie Nicks. I like Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, 3.
Do you know her music?
I heard of Fleetwood Mac, but I don't know the last artist. But I'll look it up.
Stevie Nicks. Okay, so Stevie Nicks is the female who sings from Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah. Jimmy Iovine dated her. I know who you're talking about. Yep.
All right.
He produced her first album.
I love Prince.
Okay.
Prince, definitely. Prince. I love me some Prince.
I mean, Prince was the 80s and the 70s. I mean, pretty much all the songs you heard, he wrote them. He was on the charts as himself and as everybody else, through everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's your 5.
Tupac.
Oh, you gonna throw him in there? All right.
I had to throw him in there.
All right, he could be your 6 man.
Look, I was. What did I say? 5 already?
You did.
I say Sade, Fleetwood Mac. No, because Stevie Nicks is part of Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah. Didn't she leave though? Towards the end?
She did. She soloed. Yeah.
We can make a substitution, and
All right. Yeah. So Tupac, I was supporting Tupac when he first came out with his first. People were like, he ain't shit. I don't like his music. I'm like, this is the bomb. I don't care what you're saying. And then he started blowing up, and everyone changed their tone. Oh,
they
Tupac.
Woke conscious Tupac. They like all eyes on me, Tupac. Me against the world, Tupac.
That's probably what they did. That's probably what it was.
They don't like me strictly for my niggas, Tupac.
Yeah.
They probably like, wait, what's that album? Well, there you go.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So, who would you say your top 5 is when it comes to locals? That's another question I ask artists all the time.
Locals. My local top 5 is Wordsmith. He's from Baltimore. Conscience. He's from DC. I'm going to throw Alvin Gray in there because he has an album out that I heard a little bit about, and I was listening to it. Like, he gave me snippets, and I'm like, yo, this is
Some next level.
This is shit. This is what? I'm like, where is this? Where can I buy this? He's like, it's not out yet. Like, this is it right here. Let me see. Who else? I'm going to say Bruce Gardner. I'm going to throw him out.
Okay.
Because he has his own albums, and it's R&B. All his music's R&B. R&B and soul. He's really good. And he has a band. Great band. And who else?
Last one.
Look.
I thought you was going to say you first. You know, you number one.
Oh, no, I never say me.
Okay, you can be humble on the Ed Blair podcast. But deep down inside, though.
I'm going to say, I can never pronounce the band name, TV and Mava.
Okay.
The guy, the collaboration. All his music is, it's kind of like, all of his music has an inspirational tone to it. Okay. And he also writes for plays and stuff like that. So he produces, and he has like a degree in music, and I got to give it up to him.
That's what's up.
He's making moves. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure everybody you name will appreciate that you gave them a look on here. Hopefully when they listen to this or view it, you know, they tell you thank you or something, throw you a free collab, something.
I know, right?
Now, how did you get your start as an actress?
Actress. So when I lived in San Diego, I was modeling really heavy, and I would drive to LA all the time, and I actually had an agent out in LA. All right. And she kept sending me on these casting calls for acting, and I was like, I'm a model. Like, send me on model calls. She's like, yeah, but I'm gonna send you on both. I'm like, but I don't act.
You gonna learn
I started getting booked on acting gigs, and I was just like, okay, how much does it pay? What, yada yada yada. And it paid very, very well, because they'd always book me as union, and even though I had no acting. And I ended up getting my SAG status through that. And I was like, oh, I think I can do this now. Like, it pays really well. Well, I like this. Let's keep it going.
Definitely. That's understandable.
That's how I got into acting. It was me arguing with my agent, telling her, no, I don't want to be an actress. I don't want to do any of that. But she still just kept persisting.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Now, did you take up drama or study theater by any chance?
I did take up drama, not willingly. I took up drama because I needed an elective my senior year, and I had already gone through all the other classes. So they were like, no, you're getting drama. And I hated it, and I didn't do my assignments, and I didn't want to be there because I didn't want to be there.
That was my attitude my junior year in high school. They put me in drama. I'm like, I don't want this shit.
Right, exactly. That's exactly. And I felt bad. I told the teacher, I was like, I don't even want to be here. I don't want to be an actress. I do not want to interact with any of these people in a drama setting. Yeah. But the sad thing about it, and I always kick myself, she was so uplifting, and I didn't know that she was dying. She died the next year of cancer. She knew she was dying. I didn't know she was dying. So I felt really bad because she was always on me. She was like, Shalon, just give it a try. Just give it a try. And I was like, no, I don't even want to be here. Teenage attitude.
I feel you. Now, are there any movies and music videos or television shows that you actually had acted in? And then I know you mentioned a couple things earlier in the pod.
Yeah, I'm in lots of music videos. Okay. You can find them on my other Shalon YouTube page. Okay. And I'm in lots of independent films, and lots of other films, but some of the independent films are Dead Money. I think you can stream it. I think it's on Amazon. Okay. Dead Money, Sweet Dreams, China White, Preparations for Murder. But Preparations for Murder is not out there anymore because it got picked up by Lionsgate at one point and they were going to recast it. And then they let the contract lapse. So it never got really released.
Okay.
So, but it was an amazing film. And a lot of short films. I'm in a lot of independent short films. There's another film out there called You're Effing Dead, and I think that's going to be up on Amazon pretty soon.
Okay.
I shot that a couple years ago. And you can see me, you'll catch me in a lot of major films here and there. Okay. I did a lot of background work and some other work, some acting work and some doubles and yeah.
Okay.
So I'm everywhere.
That's what's up. So what would you consider to be a perfect role for you?
That's hard to tell. I can't really say that. People try to. A lot of people cast me like as like some sexy symbol role. But in preparations for Murder, it was kind of like a dual thing. I was like this sexy symbol, but pull a gun out and shoot you type of role.
They should have casted me in there. That sounds like a soulmate for a movie right there for me. Mm-hmm.
It was like I said, it was an amazing movie. I'm down for pretty much anything that's, gonna make me look good. So not look good like sexy good, but like look good. And I don't want to be some mass murderer. And people, you know how you stereotype the actor if you see him in a bad role? Yeah,
like Tariq on Power, basically.
Right, exactly. I don't want to be glared at walking down the street like, ooh, she killed him. She did it.
She was an asshole. I don't like her.
Right, exactly. Because people really do stereotype people, the actors. They do.
They catch hell on social media.
I forever hated, I can't remember. There's an actor that I forever hated just because of one of the roles he played. Yeah. And I still forever hate him. And he's a great actor, but I don't like him.
I feel like anything with Clifton Powell, the guy that played Mike on Why Did I Get Married?
I'm in the movie Dead Money. Clifton Powell's in that one.
Yeah. He seemed like a cool cat. Was he a cool guy?
Yeah, he's cool.
Down to earth. That's what's up. So who inspires you as an actress?
Who inspires me?
As an actress, yeah.
I don't know.
And I just put actress out there because I feel like a lot of actors don't get their just due. So that's why I put actress.
Yeah, I like how Queen Latifah acts.
Oh yeah, she got credits for days.
I like how she acts. She's a great actress. Halle Berry's an amazing actress.
Mm-hmm. The list just goes on and on.
Yeah, it can go on and on, but those two stand out for me.
That's what's up.
They really do. Yeah.
So if you could star in any kind of film, what would the ideal film be for you?
I want to do a Western. I really do. I've always wanted to do a Western.
Like Guns N' Roses, you ever saw that? It got Lisa Ray in it, I think the Brat, and some other female, and they were like female cowgirls.
I don't think I saw that. I think I must have wanted to see it, but I don't think I did see it.
It was a good movie.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be lit, though. So would you be like the Desperado, or what would you want to be?
I would be the one, probably the bounty hunter.
Okay. All right.
Hunting down the bad guys.
That's what's up. I can see that. I was just trying to imagine.
Yeah.
So have you ever acted in any stage plays?
No.
No.
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I feel like I have, but I don't think I have. So if I have, it's in the back of my mind and saying, no, you didn't. No.
I just got the work, so I might have, it's in there somewhere.
I give it up to stage play artists. They are amazing actors because they can remember a whole script.
They got to. It's live. You ain't no do-overs on that.
I know. I always tell people, I said the best actors in the world are stage plays.
Oh, yeah.
I give it up to him. Yeah.
Off top. Now, if the opportunity presented itself, though, would you ever consider acting in a Broadway play?
Probably not. Not unless I'm doing one part.
I feel you.
One part, not the whole play. No.
All right. Well, a lot of actors and actresses are taking full control nowadays, and they're creating their own scripts and directing their own films and TV series. Would you ever want to write your own scripts and direct movies and stuff?
Probably not.
No.
I might write a script. I thought about writing a script a while ago, but I've been asked many times over to do the directing part of film. And I'm like, no. The only reason I say no is because it takes the fun out of it.
Got you.
It's more like business. And I have a business. And I like to play. So I don't want to be in the business role when I'm supposed to be playing.
Yeah. I feel you. So who are some of your favorite well, we already went over that, so we can go past that. But let's say you were offered, a big movie role on the silver screen. Who would you want to act beside?
Denzel Washington.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see
because his characters can be so deep. Like, he's really multi-talented in the way he can act, and definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite director by any chance?
I think I would have fun doing something with Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, that would be lit.
Because he's so off the wall with, he's not structured in any way.
Yeah.
I think it would be great.
What's your favorite Quentin Tarantino movie?
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I do like the other one with I'm blank right now. I just remember him shooting the guy in the back of the car on accident.
Is it Pulp Fiction?
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
yes.
That's another one of my favorite movies too. So how do you feel about typecast, and how do you determine which roles you will and won't accept?
I think money makes the big determination on which roles I will and won't accept.
Okay.
Yeah, you get typecasted all the time. It's normal. I'm typecasted in a lot of films. I think the money is the money or the contract determines whether you want to do it or not.
Okay. Have you ever taken on a role that you ended up regretting later on?
Yes.
What was the role?
I would rather not talk about it.
All right.
I think I even have the film somewhere in a box, and I never opened it. Like, the producer sent it to me. The film director sent it to me. I didn't even open it. It's still in the plastic. Dang. Never opened it. I haven't even watched it. Never opened it.
Oh, well, at least you got a bag out the deal, I guess.
You wonder whether it's good enough. But anyway.
I dig it. So, you know, typically modeling goes hand in hand with acting. How'd you get your start as a model?
I started when I was younger. My mom had me in on stage with not acting, dancing, and then went into modeling. And so I just that's what I picked up when I moved to San Diego. I just picked it up because it was something that I knew how to do. Yeah. It was something that I was familiar with, and that was the good area for it. So.
How long would you say you've been modeling for?
If you count childhood, probably since I was maybe 13, and I think I probably stopped modeling around. I did stop modeling around 2011, 2012-ish. Kind of when I kind of fell into music. I mean, I was still doing it, but not as much. I went into music, and then I was more into acting then. So maybe, I don't even know, it's over 20 some.
Okay, so you a seasoned vet in the game, either way.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever taken part in beauty pageants early on?
I did. Yes, okay. I've taken part in quite a few beauty pageants, and I hated them.
Now, what would you say the ideal modeling job would be for you?
I really liked print modeling because it's, that's how you get your recognition, really, is print modeling.
Okay.
Because the magazines and books, they go everywhere.
Right.
So I did like print modeling. I've been in some magazines. I've been in a whole wedding book. That the wedding book was international. It's all over the world. And I think that was my favorite.
Okay.
I didn't like runway. I did runway, but I never liked it.
What made you not like it?
I just didn't like it. It was
just wasn't for you.
I never liked it. Yeah, I never liked it.
I feel that. So are you a fan of like Victoria's Secret models and then, like how they earn their wings to be a part of the family?
I don't really pay attention to that. I know it's a lot goes on in the modeling industry that a lot of people don't really realize. And that's one, like runway. It's just a lot.
So no America's Next Top Model for you?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
So I was curious, though. I was looking at like some of the pictures you posted with you modeling and stuff like that, and some of your album art. What are you doing that has you looking permanently 21?
Those are probably older pictures, like throwbacks.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like that.
I'm like, she just looks so young for her age. Like, I wasn't going to out your age. A woman never tells her age. But
yeah, I have a lot. I have probably tens of thousands of pictures.
Okay.
I have a CD album that's like that thick of just rows
and
of
you just like post throwbacks here and there.
Yeah.
I feel you. So what's some advice you would give a young female that's interested in becoming like a singer, a model, and an actress, basically wants to follow in your footsteps?
The advice that I would give somebody would be definitely to don't listen to the no's, because everybody has their own opinion on what you should be. Mm-hmm. So the only opinion that really matters is your own.
Definitely.
So don't listen to the no's, and don't do anything that's going to ruin your career before you start it.
Absolutely. That's a big one right there. Like, I feel like social media plays a huge factor in that. A lot of people, overlook it, but there's so many ways to tarnish your brand before you even build it up by just posting and sharing things and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Some people trend for all the wrong reasons, and they blow opportunities that they didn't even know they had. So I definitely understand that. What would you say your biggest accomplishments as a model and actress are?
Just being cast without having to audition.
Oh, you one of the elite. Okay.
Getting called and say, hey, I need you in this film, or I need you on this commercial, or I need you. I love commercials. I love them because they pay very well. And to get a call or an email saying, hey, we have something for you, and I respond saying, is it an audition? Oh no, we already cast you if you accept. I like that.
That's royalty right there. So you just get to walk past and be like, you're beneath me. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
So how does it work with getting paid for commercials? Do you get paid like every time it airs, or do they pay you up front, like just whatever the pricing or whatever they're giving?
A lot of times they do a buyout where you get paid one lump sum. That way they don't have to pay you every time it airs.
That's what's up. So, as a model and an actress, what would you say some of the obstacles you ran into? What were some of the obstacles you ran into doing those two things?
Just the negativity. There's a lot of negativity in the industry. There's a lot of, you can't do it, you're not good enough, you don't have the right look, or a a lot of times when I was on major films, I would be put to the back because I overshadowed the main actress.
Wow.
So, and it's kind of heartbreaking. Or I actually got taken off a whole film because I overshadowed the main actress.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So things like that are kind of like roadblocks or things that you can go through that are the negativity of the industry.
Yeah.
People telling you, no, you're not good enough. I've been told that I wasn't good enough. I'm not a good enough singer. You're not this or you're not that. You're too short. You're too heavy. Just the industry standards.
Yeah.
And you as an artist or model or actress have to learn to let it go over your head and keep moving, because that comment came from someone who feels that that's how you are, but that's not the person that you're going to obviously end up moving forward with. So go continue on, continue looking, continue doing what you're going to do, and you're going to get somewhere. But they want you to quit.
Yeah.
They want to see you. Then it's less for them to deal with.
I dig that. Well, I think it's a good thing that you got tough skin, and I also think it's a beautiful thing that you didn't change anything about yourself, as far as your appearance and different things like that to try to be appealing. Because so many people get lost in that too.
They do. And
it's very
sad. Very sad.
So how do you, you mentioned motherhood earlier. How do you balance wearing so many hats and having an awesome career as well as being a mother?
It's hard. It's always been very, very difficult. But I'm Superwoman.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like I'm Superwoman. Yeah. I make it happen. I don't know how I do it. When I was really, really heavy modeling and acting, I was running from Maryland to New York, filming for 14, 16 hours, coming back to put the kids on the bus because my husband at the time had left for work already, and then getting them off the bus, making sure that they're straight while he gets home. Then I go back to New York to film another. That's how it worked, because I didn't have a babysitter, nanny, or anything like that. It was just I don't know how I did it.
Yeah.
And to this day, I would drag I have 3 older kids, adults, and then I have a 9-year-old. My 9-year-old gets drugged everywhere I go. She's everywhere. She's with me like this, on my hip. So I just make it happen. I just make it work.
Well, that would be an experience for her as well. When she gets older, she'll remember all that and see how hard her mom worked, and it might make her want to go hard, when she
absolutely
gets older.
Yeah.
So
all of my kids have great work ethics, and I think it's because they you laid
that blueprint out for them.
Right. Exactly.
That's what's up. Well, I'm happy to see that, and that you have that balance for sure. Now, I do see you come from a background that includes Lithuanian, Indian, and African American. How did that come together? And also, did you have struggles growing up with multiple ethnicities?
Actually, it's more ethnic than that. I just found out that I am Austrian, Romanian, German, Swiss, and Hungarian.
Okay, you're going to have to connect with your peoples then.
And then American Indian and African American. Yeah.
That's what's up.
So, yeah, it was, I lived in a primarily white town growing up in Washington. And it was tough. We were always the only Black family or multiracial family in the town. And we went through a lot of racism, hate. It was really hard to be accepted, even by the teachers in the schools. A lot of people think, you wouldn't go through that, but yeah, Yeah, we went through that. Me and my brother went through that. We would get failed even though all of our papers were done and good grades on our work, and just get failed in class just because they're, back then my parents had to go to, all kinds, they went through all kinds of stuff just to deal with that. And it was tough.
Definitely. I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even fathom that. Well, I'm glad that you two were able to overcome that and become the people that you are today. I did read, too, also in your bio that you stated that your father was a former cop and is also director of urban housing development. I know that it has to make you proud that he was such a hard worker. Are you just as active as him in your community, in your own right?
No, not as active as I should be. I have, I'm not. He did so much. Mm-hmm. He's retired now, but he did so much to make such a big difference. And he makes me amazingly proud. And in the back of my mind, I always think, if I had this much money, I would create the plans that he had, that he made for certain cities and certain areas, self-sufficient plans that he created. And they're amazing. If I had the money, I would do it. I would recreate that, but not under like the urban housing, but under just, a community plan or something like that. Yeah. Well,
I'll say when you get the money, you'll do it.
Yes.
Speaking into existence.
Definitely. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
So, it's a lot of things going on in the world, crazy things going on. And how would you say crooked policing affected you and your family? And also, has it affected your community in particular? I can't really speak for my community in particular. I just moved where I'm at right now. Okay.
So I haven't lived here that long. The place that I moved from was primarily a Caucasian area, and it did, yes, definitely. My son was profiled all the time. He would be pulled over. He was arrested for illegal search, and when he was trying to get just a work order done on his work order, signed off on his car, they yanked him out of the car. And
wow.
And yes, my son has been profiled. My oldest daughter was profiled. She was illegally arrested when she was in college.
Yeah.
Here in the Maryland area. And luckily, the lady who received her in the jail that night was a retired attorney, and she took on the case, took on the district attorney, and, won that case for my daughter who was illegally arrested,
that's a blessing.
Illegally searched, and all this. I mean, she lost her job because she was arrested, and she had to go to work. It's been crazy. Yes, I haven't been profiled here, but my kids definitely have.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I'm definitely sorry to hear that, and I'm glad that things worked out as far as like beating the case and everything like that. That's definitely a blessing. Now, as an artist, our voice is definitely more powerful than we like to believe it is, and our voice truly makes a huge impact around the world also. Are the artists in Maryland coming together now and trying to make change in the DMV as a whole?
I couldn't tell you, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they are. I know that I have a song that I just made. It just got picked up by a record label, and hopefully it'll get released hopefully in October.
Okay.
It's called So Many People, and it's really, really talking about the change that needs to happen in this world. Like, I'm praying that it gets released before the end of 2020, because it's a deep song, definitely.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, I'll look forward for that and, keep refreshing your pages to see if it pops up. Now, I see you said your mother was a dance choreographer and too was an actress and a model. Was your mom hard on you when you decided to follow in her footsteps?
Not at all. She encouraged me, but she didn't, tell me, you should do this or that. She had me in pageants when I was little and dance recitals, and I hated it. I didn't want to be there.
She had you in the dresses you ain't like and had you going through the hot comb.
All the time. I wanted to be in jeans. She always had me in dresses. No. She had me in fur coats and all kinds of stuff. So, and tiaras all the time. I was so reluctant. But she was never hard on me. Never. She just, that was, her lifestyle. So she put me in it. And I think that's kind of how I was so easily kind of rolled into it.
Yeah. Because if you had like a Joe Jackson or a Mommy Dearest, then of course you wouldn't want to go through with it. You'd be like, with this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So does she still play an intricate part in your career today?
No, she doesn't. She keeps like I send her stuff and she gives me her feedback. And but no, she's whatever makes me happy.
That's what's up.
Yeah, whatever makes me happy.
Now, let's say you fulfilled your goals in each endeavor that you have. What would be next for Shalon?
That's a good question. I never know, because once I hit, a certain point, I think singing is going to take me a lot further than any of the other stuff, because I can, unless I hit, a writer's block, which I don't foresee happening, I think it's definitely going to continue. I think this is probably my biggest long-lasting venture, because once I master something, then I'm on to the next something else. Like, okay, I'm up here, I'm kind of just coasting along. I don't see any incline. Let's go somewhere else. Let's go do something else. But I don't think music is going to be that. I think music is going to continue to keep climbing.
That's your forever thing right there.
Yeah, I think so.
That's what's up. So I hear, they're doing a big biopic on Sheila E. I think you should, see if you can get casted for that. You kind of favor her a little bit.
I didn't know that. I will look. I will look into it.
I made that up.
Oh. I've been told that I look like Sheila E. a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I've been told I look like a couple people, but yeah, just a little bit.
All right. Well, is there anything you would like to promote? And then where can the people find you on social media?
Okay. Social media, Shalon the Artist, SHALON the Artist. That would be YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. And then you can find my music on shalon.us or Spotify under Shalon, Apple Music or Deezer, Amazon, all under Shalon. So I think that's pretty much it.
All right. You got anything you want to promote before we get out of here? Any of my songs that are out currently. All right. and my hot new video called Hold On. Yes, definitely check that out. Well, it was truly a blessing to be able to chop it up with you today and to be able to share my platform with you and bring some of that flavor from your neck of the woods to my neck of the woods. If there's ever anything you want to promote in the future, or if you have anything going on, feel free to let me know. And then also, you're more than welcome to come back at any time.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too.
You're working my brain here.
I try not to be average with my questions,
Yeah, they're good. They're great. I love it.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate it, and I wish you nothing but the best and much success.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
All right.